Welcome to Old Guy Gaming Network, and today we're going to do the number 5 scariest place in the world to land out of our top 10 scariest airports landing challenge. Today we are going to be located in New Zealand for Wellington International Airport. It's yet another of the world's most difficult airports to land at. It features a 6,350 foot or 1,935 meter long runway. Both ends appear to start and end in water. Approaching it is very tricky for pilots as the airport is located in the mountainous area of the country, which is famed for its gusty winds, which makes maneuvering for landings even more tricky. Even after landing, passengers can be swept off their feet by strong gusts. Despite this, there have been very few safety incidents. Other than that, in the past, the airport had been recognized as having one of the best terminals in the world. Despite this, it is constantly ranked among the scariest places to land anywhere in the world. All right. So let's give Wellington a shot. I think in a Cessna 152, it's not going to be really an issue. I think it's probably scarier for the big jetliners. Wow, that's a crosswind. It's blowing me right off the runway. Wow. Okay. Reads a warning about the runway, off a internet site, scoffs at it, and inexperienced pilot winds up putting foot in mouth. Always wanted to go to New Zealand. Catch an All Blacks game. It's kind of nerdy too, but go see the set for where the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit were filmed. See the Shire. Now, in the first 4 challenges, I did fly in the Icon A5, but I did download the Performance Edition for the Icon, and unfortunately, with the latest update, the avionics don't work at all. So until they fix that, I'll either uninstall the mod or just fly something else. I'm also trying to learn other aircraft. So since most people start off learning how to fly in a 152, that's sort of what I've been practicing in. I know how to cold start it now, and I want to learn how to use these VOR navigation features and that thing. So I'll be scoping videos on that. If anybody knows a good channel or something where they explain how to read legitimate aviation air charts and things like that. It's been a dream of mine since I was a kid to have a private pilot's license and fly, but because of health issues, I know that'll never happen. So I had a spinal fusion with my L4, L5. I had the same injury Tiger Woods had. And I'm also set up for a second spinal fusion. I've got some degenerative discs, so yeah, I've got some mobility issues. It's hard for me to get around. And like you can see how this is getting tossed around. You know, this aircraft's getting tossed around. That would be absolute agony for me. And it was like I would probably lose control of the aircraft. So yeah, so being a real pilot is just not in the cards for me. So I'm trying to live my fantasy through Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I'm trying to learn as much as I can that, you know, to try to fly like a real pilot would. Yeah, so I live in Maryland, and last night I decided, hey, I'm going to do I couldn't even do a VFR because I couldn't get clearance from the tower. I couldn't even get clearance from the tower to take off out of Frederick because it was raining, you know, high winds, thunder, lightning, all that kind of thing. So I filed a VFR flight plan just from Frederick, Maryland to Philadelphia. And I was flying in this, the 152. And I know it's only a simulator, but it was still pretty terrifying. I mean, you know, they had me, you know, out to maintain 4,000 feet. And I got, you know, like sucked into a downdraft and yanked down about 800 feet before I could blink an eye. Yeah, and then I got the controller, you know, barking at me. You're below your assigned altitude. And as I was approaching the airport, you know, I was at lower altitude, but I mean, I swear to God, it felt like my aircraft was in a washing machine. I was just getting tossed around. I was just like, wow. Now, I'm noticing white caps. Is that new? Or is it the simulator keeping track of, you know, hey, it's windy conditions, so, you know, the wind is interacting with the water and it's going to give you white caps? I mean, granted, the only flying around the ocean I've done is, you know, it's not even the ocean, but, you know, flying around Baltimore. And that's the Chesapeake Bay. But I even noticed white caps in the bay today. You know, when I was flying around earlier today, and I'm like, is that something new, or is that just I've just never flown in like really windy conditions before? Now I've just completely chopped my throttle, dropped some one level of flaps, just because I wasn't paying attention. When I was flying around, I got too high, so I'm having to try to bleed off some airspeed or some altitude. I've had my SciTech yoke now for a couple weeks. So I can't believe the difference between that. Like I said, I was flying with a Thrustmaster Cougar Hodos, and that stick was so sensitive. there we are. I tell you, yeah, the after the first two challenges, I felt that this has been pretty easy. Now, that is landing challenge number 5. 5 down, 5 to go. This was Wellington International Airport in New Zealand. Please leave your comments below, and if you would, like and subscribe. And until next time, have a wonderful evening.